Good morning. You're watching Much Ado About Something, and I'm Donna. And today we're going to make a pound cake. One of the most simple, delicious cakes you can make. Very few ingredients and very delicious. If you want to screenshot that recipe, it's a very, very basic recipe. Let me put you up here on the tripod and we'll start mixing our recipe. We're going to take 3 cups of sugar, 1½ cups of butter, softened to room temperature, 'Just going to go ahead and incorporate the butter into the sugar some. You can use a hand mixer with this, or a stand mixer if you'd like. I always just like to mix it by hand in case you don't have either one of those. You can see how easy it is to do that. Once you get your butter incorporated in there, it's time to add the eggs. The recipe takes 5 eggs. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. That vanilla smells so good. Now we just combined those 5 eggs and the teaspoon of vanilla in with the butter and the sugar. Now you're going to turn your oven on and preheat it until 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You'll need a bundt pan for your cake, and there's all kinds of bundt pans. We're going to use this one today, but you can get fancier pans. Whatever pan you choose. We're going to put oil on our bundt pan. We're going to grease it thoroughly. You can use butter, shortening, coconut oil, the oil of your choice for this step. You don't have to use a bundt pan like we have here. You can use a loaf pan if that's what you have, or a cake pan. This makes quite a bit of batter, so you just want to have a big enough pan to put it in. Now just take a little bit of the flour and sprinkle it around your pan. We just tap it like this until we get a thin coating of flour all around on our oiled pan. This helps to keep your cake from sticking. Now that's our wet ingredients. We're going to mix up our dry ingredients. Our dry ingredients will be 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, I just combine all of that together with a fork before I put in it into my wet ingredients. So once you have your dry ingredients, your flour, your baking powder, and your salt all combined, you just work it into your wet ingredients. And of course, if you were using an electric mixer, you would be doing this with a mixer. But since we're doing it by hand, oops. Taking a little bit of work here, a little bit of muscles. Now we can add the milk. We'll be careful so we won't splash it all over the place. Get your pound cake mixture, your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients mixed and combined together very, very well. And once they're all combined, you're just going to put them in your pan. And you get all your mixture in your pan. You'll put it in a 350-degree oven. And it'll have to cook for about 80 minutes. And you'll put it on a cooling rack when it comes out of the oven for about 20 minutes. This is the way it'll look. It'll be beautiful. Let it stay in the pan for about 20 minutes. It's not one of these that can come out instantly. It'll take it just a little bit to cool off so that you can get it out of the pan. And then after your cake is cooled, you can turn it over and try to get it out. Let me get a butter knife and see if I can loosen it a little. This one seems to be having a little trouble coming out. So I'm just going to take this knife and go down, this butter knife, and go down around the sides a little bit. And hopefully I can loosen it up enough for it to come on out. I've let it cool for at least 20 minutes. I greased and floured my pan good, so I'm hoping it's not going to stick. A pound cake is a delicious cake that you can add fruit to and other things. It makes a really good base cake. Well, it stuck a little bit. So evidently I didn't grease my pan as well as I needed to. But that's okay. It'll taste just as good. So needless to say, that'll be the piece that we have first. You can put strawberries or anything up that you want to on it to spice it up a little bit. And there you have it. A simple pound cake. An easy cake recipe that's a classic and is delicious for any type of dessert. Thank you for joining me today, and like always, until next time.